Now we have a beautiful fish pond here, set in a magic location. And these fish have been in here for 4 years, and they were put in very small. And now they're very big. They look well in excess of 30, if not 40 centimeters. So the fact that these fish have grown so large in a relatively small pond is really quite amazing. Now what happens with fish is, as the fish release pheromones and phenols into the water, it does stunt their growth. But these fish are beautifully looked after. They're fed on good quality foods, and they're water changed very regularly. And water changing is really key. Now it's winter at the moment, it's very cold here. So the fact that they're not active and swimming all up the front here is very common, because in winter their metabolism slows right down and they're not so interested in feeding. You'll find the behavior of your fish in summer versus winter can really be quite amazing. And it's important to feed the fish more in summer. In winter, you barely have to feed them at all. Just watch their bellies, and you want to make sure that they've got a little bit of a belly going into winter, because their feeding will cut right back. Something that really upsets people with their fish ponds is they'll put fish in there and they absolutely fall in love with their fish, and the fish really become part of the family. But then, especially in a magical place like this, where the birds are absolutely loving life, then sometimes the birds will eat your fish. So what you can actually think about doing is you can get something like this, and this balcony guard releases sound that you can't hear at all. That's looking like it's a sensor, which may or may not turn off or on the sound. And that sound, which you can't hear, drives the birds away. And from what it appears, this is a really great way of avoiding nets and all that garbage that you normally put over the top of your pond to try and protect your beloved fish. Anyway, worth looking into. So we've just tested the water in this pond, and at the moment the pH is a little bit on the acid side. And the reason why this pH is a little bit acid is because it hasn't been getting the normal amount of attention. So normally this pond is water changed weekly, but it hasn't been water changed in over a month. So in that time, the water has deteriorated. And what we're seeing at the moment with the water tests is this one is your pH. So that's really quite acidic. So we really want that to be on the alkaline side for these fish. Now, this one is the ammonia, and the ammonia is a little bit green, so that's not a good thing. Because this pond has not had as much love as it normally is able to get, we've had a raise in ammonia. So if we see that one, there's the ammonia, and we want that yellow where it's a greeny colour. That's nitrite, that's okay. And that one's nitrate. That one's the nitrate. So nitrate's okay. And then our pH is too low. So because this pond has not had as much love as it normally gets, we have seen a deterioration in the water quality. Now, the way that we raise the pH is with this product here, but we want to be very careful, because when there's ammonia in the water, we definitely don't want to be raising the KH too quickly. Otherwise, it makes the ammonia more toxic. Now, the quality of your fish is always governed by the quality of your food and the quality of your water. Now, this pond here has an Awasa filter on it, which is a very good filter for this pond. And what's so wonderful about this Awasa filter is how easy it is to clean. So all we're going to do is get this hose, run it over. So whack a hose there. We're going to connect that to this outlet here. So then we switch it over to backwash here, and we pump on this. And then we check here to see how much dirt's coming out. And there's certainly dirt coming out, but it's really not that bad. So we just pump on this handle. Wonderful filter. These filters are so great to use. The other thing is you've got to make sure these UV sterilizers inside here, try and make sure they're replaced yearly. Every time that you do water tests, it's really important to retest it if you think you've got a strange reading. And I've retested it, and yeah, there is ammonia in the water. So never trust your first test, give it a retest. And because there's ammonia in the water, we're going to have to be a little bit careful how we raise the pH in this pond. So we're going to do we're currently doing a water change, but what we really don't want to do is raise up the pH too fast, because ammonia is very toxic in high pH, and it is not very toxic in low pH. So while the pH is low, then these fish are going to be in a better position, but the low pH is very bad. So the acidic water does slowly burn the fish, but if you raise the ammonia too much, then the toxin from the ammonia is even worse. So you must be very careful that if you have low pH and you have high ammonia, if you raise the pH quickly, then you'll cause a lot more damage to your animals. And there's some absolutely beautiful fish in here, so we absolutely do not want to put these fish in any unnecessary stress. So moving forward, I'm going to do a water change today, and I'm going to add a little bit of KH, but I'm going to ask that either very regular water changes are done, and an eye is kept on the pH and the ammonia. So this product here is an excellent product. This is Prime, and this will detoxify the ammonia. So you could actually put a 5 times dose in here every couple of days, and there's no real harm in doing that, particularly if you're doing regular water changes, and that will detoxify the ammonia. So it doesn't actually get rid of the ammonia, so you can't test it, but it does bind it up so it's harmless to the fish. Because there's ammonia in this water, we really don't want to be feeding them, particularly because it is winter and they're not going to eat a lot anyway. So we want to keep the food right down. We want to keep the water changes up, and just to give the fish a little bit of breathing space, because there's a little bit of ammonia in the water. If we just put 10 caps of this in 2 or 3 times a week, just to give the fish some breathing space. And then we do need to be monitoring the pH and the ammonia until we get that sorted. So lots of water changes. The other thing too that would really help is we could get some marine pure balls, and I see there's a little pot here. We could put a whole lot of marine pure balls in there, and what those marine pure balls will give us more nitrifying bacteria and give us more ability to get rid of that ammonia. Is going on here is the water isn't right now, just because the fish have not got the love that they normally do, and there is a bit of ammonia and low pH. Now, fish have very good immune systems, especially if fed on good foods. So when the water's not right, you've got a period of time to fix it. That's why water testing is very important, because if you test the water regularly and you pick up that the water's not right, while the fish have an immune system, you're able to fix the problem. If, on the other hand, you don't test this problem and you actually wait for the fish to start getting sick, then it's very hard to fix the problem because the fish's immune system is already gone. So regular testing is really the key. And then if you do see that the fish are not looking right, that's very bad, because you see that it's not right when their immune system is coming to an end. So you're much better off trying to fix it before the immune system goes down.